Okay, what are functions? We use many of them here. These are the orange boys. Functions are shorthands. Pre-written blocks of code you can copy and paste with a name tag. Here's an easy one. The syntax will vary from language to language, but generally, you declare a function with a keyword, you give it a name, ask for arguments in here, then use these brackets to tell what code it should run. Then you write your code. There's one other piece here, and that is the return type. Again, GML is duck typed, so we can just return anything we want if we want to return something. In this case, it's a Boolean. Other languages would usually have you define this. If you said something like int function, you'd have to return an integer. If you said something like string function, then you'd have to return a string. If you gave a keyword known as void, then you'd say there is no return. Don't expect any return. Well, we don't need to care. So if you put code out here, in here, then call it like this, it will run that code. And you could just do it over and over. It lets you break down a problem into many tiny problems, and then encapsulate each individual problem into one little mini block. Once that problem's solved, now you can just use the solution whenever necessary. And if you can come up with good names, these are pretty long, it'll be very easy to just read what you wrote without having to get into the details. This argument here is passed into the function. You can have any number of arguments you want. You don't even necessarily have to use all of them, but that's confusing, so don't do that. Either way, if you wanted to use a value in here, then you can just pass it in from the top, which is why we pass in the unit. But what if you didn't have that? Well, funnily enough, this actually might still work. But next video, we're gonna go over why that's so dangerous.